Coming up, we head back to the Camp House in Nixon, Texas.
I want folks to be able to come out and kick back and enjoy and leave all their troubles and all the worries of the world and life and everything else behind them. Come out and enjoy good music, good fellowship, and good food.
We sit down with Tina Wilkins.
Once you get on a roll,
Yeah.
it feels so good. It's like you're tapped into something higher.
Plus, Stacy Bell shares how she found her voice through the music.
I have to do this. You know, there are songs in me that need to come out.
And Tyler McCullum performs.
Tomorrow in the kitchen when the sun comes through the trees.
Plus, he shares his insight into songwriting and chasing a dream.
The ability for one man or woman to sit on a bar stool with a guitar and silence a room,
Yeah.
that will always be one of the coolest things in the world to me.
Yeah.
Texas Voices features the artists, musicians, and creatives of our great state next.
Run out of love. Yeah, we might run out of years, but we won't run out of love.
Stoke the fire and keep on digging. Make the most of what you're giving. It may seem cold and it may seem tough. Even steel will bend when you heat it up. You're on the road to better days. If you can outlast the sun and outlast the rain, ain't a lot of hard lessons made. Let me tell you, son, soon you're gonna show us how it's done.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Lippman, and welcome to Nixon, Texas, a small town just southeast of San Antonio. And this is a great time of year to visit. The rolling hills of wildflowers, plus Camp House Concerts, host their spring event. The music venue was the vision of Bud Box, who along with his family built a stage set among scenery you just can't beat, complete with barbecue, friends, and amazing artists.
Anybody can buy a concert ticket and go sit with 500 to 1,000 or 5,000 people and listen to and see a package show. But not everybody can sit and listen to the songwriter, listen to him tell the story about how the song came to be, and then listen to the story itself.
The lineup is always stellar. We sat down with Tina Wilkins to talk to her about her musical journey.
When the sun lies down to go to sleep and the moon comes out for all to see, over summer fields and quiet city streets, when the world becomes a watercolor dream.
On the mic, she's magic, and words from a Tina Wilkins tune creates a deeper connection within yourself and the world around you.
Or twilight, if only you'd stay all night.
A lot of moments when people will say, hey, your music has impacted us tremendously.
Tina's trek to Nashville years ago turned into a coming home to her next chapter as an artist, writer, mother, and partner.
Moved to Nashville to sing, met the Texan. And all the Texas guys would come into the bar where I worked and stuff like that, but I loved the Texan, and then I knew that I was going to live in Texas eventually.
TV says no lines, no grade. We're trying to compete with those half our age. We forget in the divine image we are made.
To know Tina is to have a true friend whose peace and purpose is now empowering others on a path of self-discovery.
So Walt bought me a guitar years ago, probably hoping that I would accompany myself so he wouldn't have to come to me all the time. But the first song that came out of it was a song called Spirit is Ageless. I'm not kidding. I don't write a lot. I write when the spirit hits me, you know. But this song came out, and I was so proud of it. But it was about us as women aging and staying relevant. And really, the relevance is our spirit never ages. Our spirits never die. We just keep, embodying it even more as we get older.
Yeah.
So, the song came out. We did. We released it for my 50th birthday, and my friend Marty designed a jewelry line, really beautiful jewelry line. So this is one of the rings, and she has pendants and earrings. Ageless, Spirit is Ageless. We did 2 videos. Our friends Jana Pokop did the video. My friend Robin Dodd took all the photos, and then we started a little festival. So we're on our 6th year this year, and it's just a gathering of all kinds of really cool women and a few nice guys. But we have a big dinner, and we have booths, and we have music, and it's just, honestly, is just a place to be uplifted and be who you are. All ages.
Yeah.
All ages.
And while there are so many metaphors to life and the journey ahead, walking truly has become a sacred practice for Tina.
I walk a lot. And if I find that I am not walking, I'm not creating.
And now that I found you, new horizons I see. Come take my hand and walk through this world with me.
Taking it one step at a time was grounding during the pandemic when Tina and Walt would sing from home.
Walk through this world with me. Go where I go.
And a recent pilgrimage with friend and photographer Robin Dodd took her miles from where she started, but closer to herself.
Robin and I walked the Camino de Santiago in September. We started in August and in September, 2 weeks, 200 miles from Porto, Portugal to Santiago, Spain. And we still like each other and we're still friends. But it was really cool hanging out with her because, of course, she's this incredible photographer, but she's just also just a solid, beautiful human. The best thing that came out of it was prayer and peace and communion with the stars and the earth and friendship. And I have a lot of friends who are super creative and gifted at what they do, and nobody's competitive, you know, and we're all in our 40s, 50s, 60s, and I don't know, it's just really, I'm so grateful. I'm grateful. That's all I can say, yeah.
The singer-songwriter plans to write a book and release a vinyl project as she continues to hit her stride.
Yes, once you get on a roll,
Yeah.
it feels so good. It's like you're tapped into something higher.
In the twilight.
Thank you, Mr. Ron Flynn. Thank you so much.
You don't want to miss Tina's Spirit is Ageless event, and check out her upcoming shows all at TinaMitchellWilkins.com. Still ahead, the music of Tyler McCullum, plus Stacy Bell on finding her voice as an artist. Welcome back. Stacy Bell hit the stage at Camp House concerts, and her sound infuses a mix of rockabilly, country, and southern goth. Her musical journey has been a wild ride.
I really feel a connection with the audience when I'm on stage. I like to talk to the audience. It's my favorite part of performing is seeing people react and get drawn in to what I'm doing.
Stacy Bell has always wanted to sing, but didn't find her voice until much later in life.
I had always loved to sing as a kid. I wanted to be a backup singer. That's like for like Aretha Franklin or something. Like
Yeah.
that just was a dream. And but according to my dad, I couldn't carry a tune in a bucket. So I never sang in public.
She's country at her roots, and as Stacy puts it, heavy on the billy when it comes to rockabilly.
My songs like tend to pendulum wildly between tragically sad
Yeah.
and ridiculously silly. So, which is my
Your personality.
Yeah, it's exactly reflective of my personality.
Including the cult classic, My Dog Hates You.
I think you're pretty cute. My dog hates you. We get along so nicely. It really is a shame.
But who she's become as an artist has been an intentional choice.
But I took a long hiatus, had some babies, and then in 2016, my mother died very suddenly, and it shifted my worldview, and I felt like I want to play music. I've always wanted to play music. Why am I letting other things get in my way? We're not promised another day or another minute or another second of life. So if there's something you want to do, you'd better do it and not wait around.
Stacy says she primarily writes for herself to process on the page life's ups and downs.
They say if you want to be a good writer, you have to live first. And I've done a little bit of living.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of life experience to pull from.
Yeah.
Her music breathes life into others.
Every time I play on stage for an audience is affirming in that way. Some gigs are just more fun than others, though. And I did it was a surf festival recently, and I played a full rockabilly set, just 45 minutes, and it was so much fun, and just people were dancing, and that was just a real peak moment for me there.
And her story is just getting to the great part.
I have to do this. There are songs in me that need to come out.
You can follow Stacy on Facebook to see where she's playing next.
Like an old Lone Ranger, before the lines were drawn, I would never be leaving, but I would never be gone.
Tyler McCullum performs next. Plus, he shares his approach to songwriting.
I was gonna do it right.
Welcome back to Nixon, Texas, home of Pioneer Barbecue and Camp House Concerts, a one-of-a-kind music venue where Tyler McCullum hit the stage to share some of his original music.
Out here at the Camp House today, where people are there and they're engaged with you, and they're looking you in the eye, and you tell a story, and then they want to know what you're going to say in that song about that, relating to that story, and that's the coolest thing to me right there, is when you can perform right in front of people like that.
Yeah.
And obviously everybody loves big stages, and the energy in the crowd, it's a whole different set of parameters, but you can see people looking back when you tell stories, you can see people, the way they react to it, and so I dig that a lot. 8 or 9 years old, got my first guitar. Somebody showed me who Townes Van Zandt, Guy Clark, and Rodney Crowell, basically Heartworn Highways, and of course Hayes Carl lived down the road from us, so we used to sneak out and tell our parents we were going to Young Life, and we'd go see Davin James or Adam Carroll or Shake Russell or guys like that. I used to come home, my mom would go, I didn't know you could smoke and drink at Young Life, Tyler.
She can just smell it off you.
And I cherish that stuff back then. I cherish to this day, because that's what made us fall in love with it. I've written my whole life. That was kind of my first love, was songwriting. When I heard Townes and Guy, I remember thinking at a young age, like, how do they walk out their front door, the same world I walk out into every day, but that's what their brains see? How do they regurgitate what they see out there like that? And it just fascinated me. I'd never heard anybody talk about the world that way, or your feelings, your emotions, and all that. And so that just, as a kid, that blew my mind. And I was like, I've got to try you know, to figure out how to do this at some point in life. And we always joke, like, if you keep trying, maybe you'll accidentally get good at it one day.
Somebody asked me one time, they said, Tyler, if you had a time machine, where would you go? You know, everybody said I'd go to Woodstock or I'd go to some other crazy event in life. And this is no bullshit, y'all. I said, I go to being about 12 years old working cows with my grandfather in the summer. Because as far as I'm concerned, it's probably the best time I've ever had in my life. And the one thing about working cows with your grandfather I learned is you never get up first. I don't care how early you get up. He's always up before you. It is physically impossible to beat your grandfather out of bed. And he'd be like, yes, I'm telling you, it's the truth.
I don't tend to get down about a lot of things. It's just like people say you roll with the punches. I just kind of laugh with the punches. I'm just like,
Yeah.
it's out of my hands.
Right.
But it's not gonna last forever.
Yeah.
So when it does come back, just be ready. You know.
That's a good attitude to have.
I mean, you can get down about it all you want, but it's not gonna help you out at all. You know.
And the fire in your mind's gonna take its sweet time, leave you wondering why you ever win.
Somebody said, how do you write? I go, I just kind of wake up and freak out that I'll never write another song again every morning and just keep chasing it. But you know, it's no, I just a lot of times just like to let the song live on their own. And there are times where you're going for a specific thing in songwriting. I don't think there's a bad or right or wrong or good way to write a song. There's 7 billion people in the world. There's a lot of different tastes for songwriting, and not everything has to be a Townes or a Guy song. You know, that's what I grew up on and that's what I love, but I kind of grew out of that mindset when I was younger of they've all got to, you know, and I'm like, you know what, there's a lot of different people, there's different emotions, there's different days, there's different time in people's lives, and sometimes they don't need to hear the full story song, they want to hear the, you know, song to turn up in the backyard and drink beer with their friends with, like, and there's nothing wrong with either of them, you know? And so there's no one way to answer that, you know? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's like, man, this thing's living on its own, I don't care what anybody says about it, and then sometimes it's like, maybe I should take it a little more commercial direction. I don't think there's anything wrong with any of that. It's because writing's writing. I've never cared about genres or anything. If you have something to say, if there's a person telling a story, I don't care if it's country, classical, hip hop, pop, electro, whatever it is. If somebody's got a story, the beat underneath it is irrelevant to me. I want to hear what that person's trying to convey. I think the genre they're doing it in is just cool at that point if I like the song and the lyrics, you know?
Yeah.
So I kind of have a much more open mindset about it. The ability for one man or woman to sit on a bar stool with a guitar and silence a room, that will always be one of the coolest things in the world to me.
Yeah.
It's a crazy way to live, just another 80s kid with a trend for staying out late. When outside of town there's a brand new sound and you can't escape the way you were raised.
It is a lot of fun and it's a blessing to be able to do it, but you just got to get to a point where you understand that you're up there working on a craft, you know? When we get up there, for a lot of people, including myself, that haven't, and even guys at a huge level, that's not the finished house up there. That's not, you're not walking in, getting the keys, you know, into a brand new home. You have to understand you are constantly grinding and trying to work on your craft.
Yeah.
But that goes back to the love. If you don't love it, don't put yourself through the pain of it.
Yeah.
You know, it's not,
Yeah.
you gotta love it. You gotta wear it on your sleeve. It's gotta be a real deal inside your soul.
Camp House, thank you guys so much.
Give it up for Tyler McCullough.
Tyler plays an original coming up.
My name's Tyler McCollum. This is called We Won't Run Out of Love. I was gonna live alone. Yeah, I was gonna do it right. Living life like an outlaw, one day at a time. Like an old Lone Ranger, before the lines were drawn. I would never be leaving, but I would never be gone. Yeah, I was gonna live alone. Yeah, I was gonna do it right. Now it's 2 cold cups of coffee, 'cause we just could not get enough. We might run out of years, but we won't run out of love. spending all of my money, no matter where I went. Every year around Christmas, the only tear I'd shed, like a drifting heart, more blue than red, laying down every evening in a half-made bed. Now it's 2 cold cups of coffee, 'cause we just could not get enough. We might run out of years, but we won't run out of love. And darling, please don't take the words I'm singing as a sin, but a man just needs to think on all the places that he's been. Tomorrow in the kitchen when the sun comes through the trees, 2 chairs on the same side with no space in between. Now it's 2 cold cups of coffee, 'cause we just could not get enough. We might run out of years, but we won't run out of love. Yeah, we might run out of years, but we won't run out of love.
Thanks, Tyler, and to all the artists that performed at this spring's Camp House concerts. But a special thank you to the town of Nixon, Budbox, and Arveline for hosting our crew. Go to camphouseconcerts.com to stay in the know and follow them on social media. While you're online, check out TexasVoicesShow.com. Follow us on social media and YouTube for full episodes. We'll see you next time. Okay, look, hold on just a second. We have a big gust of wind. Like a big gust of wind. What the heck's he got in the back of that truck? Well, I tell you, I just sit here all day and just watch everybody go by. Just watch the traffic go by. All right, ready? 3, 2. This is my first time. Kyle, is this your dang interview or you, what the heck?
So are you 2 married?
We will be in November.
Well, happy wedding.
Unless he crosses me the wrong way, and then it's not happening.
I'll go back.
Okay. Kyle. Once again, Kyle, we're trying to talk here.
Kyle.
Lord. All right. Okay. Motorcycle. All right. Another truck. Don't see too many Priuses around here. Or Teslas.